Hey everybody, Zee Garcia here. You know, I really like games with a maritime theme. I like games set on the high seas. I like games in which you have to worry about your navigation. And I like games that are racing games, but set on the water. I think it gives racing games a unique spin. And so today I'm going to be taking a look at my top 5 nautical games. Now, I am going to be picking games here that I think the theme really comes through. There's a lot of games that have sort of a nautical theme because they are set either on the water or near the water, but the flavor didn't quite work for me as a nautical game. I'll give you one example of a game I really enjoy, and that is Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's set on a ship, a pirate ship, at sea. But the game is really an exploration game about revealing tiles and sort of fighting and that sort of thing. So it didn't feel like a nautical game to me. So I'm going to give you my top 5 games that do give me that feeling. Here we go. My number 5 is Mare Balticum. This is a neat and simple game in which you are creating a supply chain, sort of, where you are going out there, you are fishing, you are bringing back fish, you are selling that fish, and you have to really worry about the placement of your fleet throughout the game. The game is very unique because of the look of the whole thing. It's made sort of like as a claymation style, and it's very attractive. You really have to see it in person to see what I'm talking about here, but it's a stunning looking game and very clever design while still being really simple. It's a great family game, ultimately. So there you go, Mare Balticum. That's my number 5. Check it out. My number 4 is a high-speed racing game called Powerboats. I really enjoy Powerboats because of the feel it gives me compared to other racing games. Since it is set on the water, sometimes you simply cannot turn quick enough, cannot slow down quick enough, and I think this game simulates that very well. It's got a clever dice-based system. It's a fast-paced game. You can play multiple legs if you really want to play a longer game, but you can just play a one-off, which is very fast. And the game is just a good-looking game with a real good flow to it. I recommend it if you enjoy racing games. And if you want a unique racing game, a powerboat racing game, of which there aren't too many I can think of, then I gotta recommend this one, Powerboats. That's my number 4. My number 3 is a game that just got reprinted, actually, and this is Fire and Axe. Fire and Axe, in it, it's a Viking game, and in it you are, yes, pillaging and plundering places and things like that, but a large part of the game really is the sailing around, the taking days, which acts as your currency, and moving your longship and traveling and worrying about the weather and things like that. If you're looking for a nautical game in which the vibe you're looking for is that sailing, and you really want to worry about conserving days, worrying about your crew, the goods you're carrying, and watching out for the weather, this is the one to look at. It is a Viking game, but the Viking theme ultimately I think is secondary to that exploration and sailing theme. And it's got a bunch of dice rolling in there too to keep you honest and keep things light and lucky. So there you go, Fire and Axe, that's my number 3. My number 2 is a design from the same designer as Catan, and this is North Wind. Now this game is a reprint of Starship Catan, which used to be a 2-player card game, and the game has been reprinted with a nautical theme in which you are sailing, you are buying and selling goods, you are watching out for pirates, and it's just a good sort of push your luck exploration vibe to the whole thing. The game is a gorgeous looking production. It has these amazing 3D ships that you have to build before you play the first time, and then you can actually stick little cannons on it, and you can raise your mast, your sail up the mast, and you can put the goods you are carrying physically on the ship, and they're different little wooden bits. It's a very stunning looking game. If you are looking for a visually appealing family weight game with a great nautical theme, this is, I would say, the one to get. It just works beautifully, and flipping over tiles and exploring what's coming up, you might run into trouble. You might not quite get what you need, but you can mitigate that by beefing up your ship and what it is you're carrying. A really solid game, North Wind. That's my number 2. And finally, my number 1 is also a racing game like Powerboats, But this one's got a little bit more going on, and it's also a little bit more deliberately paced. I am talking, of course, about Jamaica. Jamaica is my number one because of really all the elements that it mixes together. It's got the nautical theme to it with the sailing around the island of Jamaica. It has the piratey feel to it where you can pull up alongside another ship and blast them with your cannon, steal their stuff. It's got a little bit of that exploration going on where you can take a longer route around the island and pick up some loot, which is going to let you fight better, hold more cargo, etc. And then ultimately at the end, then you count up points and see who won the race. Coming in first does not always guarantee you the race, but it sure helps. You also want to load up your ship with a lot of gold. And it's just a wonderful package that looks unbelievable. The production, insanely good. Everything just clicks together in this one. And it is a spectacular game, both for gamers and for families. So, Jamaica had to be my number one. So there you have it. That is my top 5 nautical games. I would love to hear your thoughts on some good nautical games I perhaps did not put on the list, and what you think makes a great nautical game. What is it about a game with a maritime theme that makes it really stand out? So there you go. I will see you next time, folks. Take care.